I had a dream many years ago that from the Lord that the enemy would try to take me out in a car accident. So every time I get into a car, if I'm driving or traveling anywhere, I am diligent to pray. And I believe because God is a man of his word, a God of his word, that he will do exactly what he said. His word does not come back void. He's going to protect me and to guide me. And so 2 weeks ago, I was driving back from a meeting at a university and had a flat tire blowout in a pretty dangerous area. And I, was able to get off the road, but I was so frustrated with the Lord because he said he would protect me. And at that moment, I didn't feel protected. And I claim Psalms that he is my rock and my salvation and my fortress and my protector and my defender and all of those. And I just didn't feel protected at that moment. So I was very upset with the Lord that, Lord, you have said, you showed me, and I know your word, and I continue to claim your word. So I was upset at that moment. The next day, my husband and I were in a very bad car wreck. A woman had pulled in front of us, and her car was totaled, our car was totaled. I was taken by ambulance to the emergency room and was in a back bed for about 4 hours while they were doing a lot of scans and trying to see if anything was
This was 2 weeks ago.
This is 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And by all intents and purposes, looking at the car wreck and from what the emergency room doctors were saying and the police and the EMTs, my husband and I both should have been in much worse condition.
Yeah.
But God protected. Even though I was angry at God the day before because I didn't feel protected, even that next day when could have been a great tragedy, that God still protected. God is a God of his word. Even though I didn't understand how he was protecting me at that moment, he was still protecting me. He was still saying that even in the midst of a very precarious situation, I am here protecting you. I am your stronghold. I am your protector. I am your divine deliverer from anything that the enemy would try to do. So it really changed my perspective from one day to the next, even not feeling protected one day, but certainly feeling protected the next. And here I sit 2 weeks later.
So Kimberly, first of all, I want to thank you for coming because you're in pain right now. You're sitting carefully, but there's still pain going, especially in your shoulder. But you knew God had an assignment.
Yes.
And you had to get on an airplane. You had to fly here, and the hotel and all the things to make this happen. Thank you for making it happen. So back to thanking you for what you're doing in business. Thank you for coming here today because I know there are other events that you've had to cancel around this time, but some reason God felt you needed to be here. You knew that at the same time. So when you told me that, I thought, okay, we've got some talk about work and about your kingdom activity, but we need to have a little bit of work about God protecting us and God taking care of you. So the night that you felt unprotected, you felt fearful because it was dark and it was late and it was a part of town where you didn't really want to be, let alone be there with a flat tire.
Right.
Then the next day, when the accident happened, which, as you said, could have been much worse, the reality is, as you describe it to me, we're fortunate that you and Bill are still here with us on the earth right now because of what could have happened and probably has happened in other accidents like that. So he did become your protector at that moment.